So wie wir letztens gedacht haben. Und dann stressen wir uns so.
Genau.
Hast du gehört? Also? Das ist das Klickgeräusch. Ja, der Spiegelgeräusch. Das ist jetzt ein Eis gemacht.
So, müssen da jetzt eine zweite. Achso, die haben wir. Sorry, you have to wait.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I just practice my.
Was sich zusammengeführt hat. Schon gefunden.
You're Chinese.
Ah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, I didn't see butterflies.
Ping pong New That's what you get. Yeah? You know, I know Chinese. Go down there and come back in 1 minute.
Yeah, but you're probably right, they should going that way. Oh yeah, they are. That's nice.
Ja, hoffentlich geht der Weg noch weit.
Once they leave and you get started, then somebody else is going to grab it.
Alright, you were telling this very well. Can you do that kind of again?
Wait one moment.
Oh, wait.
They're reading the sign.
Okay. So, testing the microphone.
Hello, testing the microphone.
That's good. Okay, coming closer
gonna-
to us.
We're going to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Not
You're
the
starting
beginning.
not from the whole interview, but just from when you entered the, then that specific day.
Yeah.
What happened? Okay, but
Lean out a bit more. Yeah, great. Is it comfortable like this?
That's a lie.
We could turn the car a bit.
No, it's okay.
and could you include when you are telling us the story of that specific day, Could you include, because we will see you in the movie with the mask, could you
Uh-huh.
include, I wasn't wearing a mask that day, somewhere in telling,
Okay.
because so they could see your face,
Right.
so we know. Okay? Alright, so I'm on, you on?
Yeah.
Okay, so that day when your window was broken in, tell us how it was when you like approached the border patrol station and what happened.
That day I was on the way to film a table tennis tournament in the Laguna Woods, and I
Sorry, could you start again and saying one day I was? Yeah. Sorry, just to edit better.
one day I was what?
No, just sorry. Do it your way.
Huh?
It's good. Do it that day. It's okay. Sorry.
Um, yeah, on the. Can I say what day it was?
Of
Okay,
course.
yeah, yeah.
Of
Of
course.
course.
Oh,
Mhm.
what? One day I was going through the. I was going to film a. One day I was going to film a table tennis tournament in Laguna Woods, and I had spent a lot of time going through border patrol checkpoints in costumes and different outfits to try to identify with people that actually went through the checkpoints. This day I wasn't really focused on the checkpoint, and I decided I'd just concentrate on filming a table tennis tournament. So I was driving from Yuma, Arizona to Laguna Woods, California, and anyone leaving Yuma is required to go through a checkpoint to get out of the area. And I was stopped in Pine Valley, California by agent who motioned me to put my window down, and when I refused to do that or speak with him, I didn't want to reveal my accent or consent to a search of the vehicle. The agent motioned me to put the window down, and when I didn't, he put a stop stick in front of my tire and motioned me not to move. After that, after a short period of time, they called out a drug sniffing and concealed person sniffing dog that went around my vehicle and found nothing in there. The dog went back further and hit on another vehicle with 42 grams of pot or marijuana in the vehicle, and then they went off with them. I was then after that they called out the supervisor. The supervisor called out a taser girl, Agent Flores, and the supervisor, Agent Blanchard, kind of monitored the situation, and then he called San Diego County Sheriff out, and the San Diego County Sheriff, I guess, I think you can probably check my license plate. They were maybe trying to identify who I was. The sheriff came over to my vehicle and motioned me to put the window down and to talk to him, and I just kind of ignored them. I was taking pictures of the scene there. I wanted to create a scene, like a mosaic in my garage of that scene with just little 4x6 pictures that I cut up and taped around my garage, so I could drive in and it looked like I was in a checkpoint when I got home every day. Later, let's see. They were talking. They had moved back to an area of my vehicle that wasn't covered with cameras, so I reached back to get another one of these GoPro mounts to put back there to cover them. And when I got that, they got nervous, thought I was maybe grabbing for a weapon, and I just held up the little package to show them that it was a GoPro mount, and they kind of calmed down after a minute. And then I opened it up and I was putting it back in the vehicle, and then one agent banged on my window. He says, "Let me see your hands." I showed him my hand, And they said, "Let me see both hands," and I showed them both hands, and they then my mount dropped to the ground, and I was kind of looking back at it, and I think maybe Agent Blanchard used that as an excuse to maybe break in my vehicle. I was maybe looking back for a weapon or something. I'm not sure what his reasoning was, but they motioned me to go over to the secondary area, and I drove over there. And I had spent a couple months trying to get over there, and finally the day that I quit trying to go to secondary, they motioned me to go there, so I was kind of excited about going over there. A whole group of people followed my car over there, and I didn't actually see Agent Blanchard tell me to put the window down or hear what he was saying till afterward. I was taking pictures of the girl with the taser, and at that time he had a little automatic center punch in his hand, and he smashed the window open with that, and told me to get out of the vehicle. I didn't really hear what he said, and I asked him, I was like, huh? And he said, get out of the vehicle, and I got out of the vehicle, and they handcuffed me, took my identification out of my pants pocket, and then they brought me over to a seating area where Agent Blanchard came over there and asked me if that was me in the driver's license, and I didn't say anything. Had a goal of not saying anything for the entire 10 hours that they held me there. And other than my ha, I said nothing the entire time they had me there. They had me sit on the bench for, I'm not sure how long, it seemed like quite a while, maybe an hour or two. I was sitting on this bench while they were processing the guy with the 42 grams of marijuana ahead of me. After a while, they brought me to area where they fingerprinted me, and the guy who was fingerprinting me, I didn't know if it was me shaking at first, but then I realized he was just kind of shaking while he put my fingerprints on there and didn't really get a good print. That after a while I was kind of helping him out a little bit.
What's the beeping?
This is
The battery just died.
Oh, okay.
Finished, yeah.
Someone is not listening. Can you?
Yeah.
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 Because, okay. Sorry, it just shouldn't look like you're having a very you're feeling way too hot. Okay.
But
It's good. Okay, please, can you tell briefly again what happened to you, just for editing, just so I can edit it better, after you went into secondary? Please just tell me that part. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
After I went into secondary, I was trying to take some pictures of the scene when I got over there. My battery died, and I put a new battery in. I wasn't really paying attention to what the agents were doing too much at that time, and I.
Sorry, last interruption, promise. But could you say, for somebody who doesn't know exactly how this procedure is, could you say the Border Patrol uses the secondary for people they find suspicious? So that they took me into, yeah, thank you.
I was directed in the secondary area so they, I guess they thought I might have a weapon because they looked behind me, I'm guessing, and they walked over that secondary inspection area. Kind of clears the road so the rest of the traffic can get through. You don't, the people that they are suspicious of won't be blocking the highway. A lot of people were recommending not going to secondary, but I had spent a couple months trying to get over there, but without providing any real reason to get there. So they didn't seem very concerned about their safety to me, but they because they kind of moseyed along and followed me over into the secondary area. I didn't expect them to break into my vehicle. I had been trying to get them to do that for a while. Didn't think that was going to happen now. So I was just trying to get some more pictures of the secondary inspection area that day. While I was taking a picture of the one girl, the agent Blanchard, the supervisor, had been playing with this automatic center punch when I first got there. I saw, and he had it balled up in his fist, and he smashed the window open with this automatic center punch. And I was excited because I finally captured this spectacular scene that I had wanted to film for a while. I was upset I didn't have any cameras outside the vehicle that day because I was saving my battery power for filming a ping pong tournament in Laguna Woods. Agent Blanchard opened the door and ordered me out of the vehicle. He said, get out of the vehicle, and I didn't really hear what he said. And he said, huh? And he said, get out of the vehicle. I step out, and they handcuffed me. They emptied my pockets, found my driver's license, and then brought me over to a bench where they sat me down for maybe an hour or longer. And anytime I try to stand up to get blood in my legs, another person was standing there to tell me to sit back down. They had a taser in his hand, or right on his belt, and he grabbed him onto it, making sure I sit down when they tell me to. After they cleared the first guy through who had been caught with 42 grams of pot, they brought me into a processing trailer where they fingerprinted me, and the guy who was fingerprinting me seemed like he was a little nervous, and his hands were kind of shaking, and he was having a hard time getting my fingerprints. After a while, I just started helping him out a little bit. They got my photo, and for